Okay, today's topic is limits. This first chapter of calculus, and the form of limit when x is approaching to a, f of x equals to L. So, so let's try a problem like when x approaches infinity, in a limit. So I'll say limit x approaching infinity, so f of x, where f of x can be any equation, can be equal to, can be anything. So I'm saying limit x is approaching to infinity in the f of x, where f of x is an equation. So example 1, limit x approaching infinity, 3x plus 5, 7x minus 2. So I'm saying x approaching infinity, 3x plus 5 over 7x minus 2. We first of all have to take away the x, this value. So the second step that we'll do here, limit x approaching infinity, 3x over x plus 5 plus x. Remember, you cannot take away the x and divide the x and not divide it in the second side. So you have to divide it by both sides. So 7x over x minus 2 over x. If you do like this, since this cannot be simplified, then relatively this will be 0 equals 0 equals 0. And what you have to do is take away this thing. Take away the x because you can simplify it. So what is the remainder of this? So limit x approaching infinity is equals to 3 plus 5 over x and 7 minus 2 over x. However, this limit will be equals to 3/7 because these two are not simplifiable. This two, the second part of the equation is not simplifiable. So you cannot simplify it. So it's equals to 0. So what is equals to, what is 3 plus 0 and 7 minus 0? You will get 3/7 as a result. So pretty much this is a limit where you deal with infinity, but there are sometimes a limit when x is approaching a, and a is a number. So an example of this kind of limit is limit x approaches a and f of x. It will be a formula for me. This is not the real formula, but this makes it easier to understand. So let's say we have limit x approaching 2 x squared plus 4x plus 4. In this case, what would you do? If I was solving this problem, I would say limit x approaching to 2 squared plus 8 plus 4. Since 4 times 2 is equals to 8. So now let's say this limit is equals to 4 plus 8 plus 4, which is equals to 16. So limit x approaching to 2, x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equals to 16. However, this is the first chapter of polynomial function limits. Now, we can deal limits with trigonometry, and you have the same thing. If we give an example, let's say that we can solve some limits like limit this. Okay, trigonometric limit so let's say we have limit x approaching 0 sine 3 no, my mistake, sine 3x over x. Now, how would you solve this? X is 0. So, basically, what you're saying is x is nothing? No, you're wrong. So, what you have to do is divide the common factor of this 3x. So, in this case, divide it by 3. So, let's try. And so, this goes here. 3 goes there. So, how would this look like? Limit x approaching 0, 3 sine 3x over 3x. Since we have this ready, so let's say that these are gone. These are gone. And we got left by with an a. So, how would you solve this? So far my process will look like limit x approaching 0, 3 sine a over a. Since we said that in this case a is 0, not x is equal to 0, a is 0. So 0, a is equal to 0 and 0, which means we have 3 times 1, so it's 3. No, I did it.